And still within Embu County, following an incident where a county staff from the county was evicted from a house for failing to pay shillings 200,000 to the management of the government houses, the Embu County Assembly has sought to get an inventory of the houses belonging to the county government. The staff did not want to speak for fear of attack, but the Housegirl told the media that they were woken up at 6 a.m. by people carrying crude weapons, and when they refused to open, they broke window panes and also damaged the metallic door while asking the tenants to vacate. Kiambere MCA Lenny Masters, in an interview, confirmed that the goons had been sent by the government house management team to evict the county staff. In a motion at the floor of the House, the MCAs noted that Embu County government continues to suffer massive revenue losses for failure to document publicly owned residential flats, estates, markets, stalls and shops. The County Assembly has heard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Whereas the county government of Embu owns several housing estates, residence houses, shops, and market stores within the county, appreciating there is a need to assess the status of these properties and their revenue generation capacity. Further, concerned that the estimated potential revenue from the rental income from houses, markets, stores, and shops owned by the county government is not commensurate with the actual revenue collection. Noting that it is important to establish whether the county government has the necessary ownership documents of the said properties. Concerned that there could court cases involving the properties owned by the county government. Now, therefore, the County Assembly urges the county executive to 1. Provide detailed information on A. Names of the residential flats, estates, 2. Market stores and shops owned by the county government, indicating the names of the tenants, numbers of units, location in electoral ones, and the specific town centers.
On the status of the rented houses and all that pertains to residential plots and stalls. Mr. Speaker, we note with great concern that this county needs to have revenue mapping in terms of what is rentable, the space that is available for rent, in terms of residential estates and houses, stalls and markets. And as long as we don't have an inventory of how much we can map in terms of revenue that is generated out of rent, we are not able to have the share of the revenue that can be put in the basket that emanates from rent that is collectible from the residential estates, flats, market stalls, and all the likes.
Suffering, but some people, somewhere, Mr. Speaker, have decided to benefit from our resources, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this motion, I think, will go around, Mr. Speaker, in providing the information, the very much needed information, Mr. Speaker, so that we can be able to know, as an assembly, what the county owns, what resources are there, Mr. Speaker, and how we can use the resources, Mr. Speaker, to support the government, Mr. Speaker. Because this government, Mr. Speaker, requires revenue, Mr. Speaker, will require finances, Mr. Speaker, we require to develop. And Mr. Speaker, without knowing what we have, Mr. Speaker, without knowing what we collect, Mr. Speaker, it will be very impossible for us to run as a county, Mr. Speaker, and as a government, Mr. Speaker.